It is with deep sense of responsibility that I address you on the progress and challenges that we have all encountered since I signed the executive order for a 2 weeks stay at home, restriction of movement with the exception of only those on essential services as part of measures to prevent COVID-19 from getting into the state. Government is fully conscious that Adamawa State has no single positive index case so far, but this could not be a reason not to take stringent measures against the spread. Although the measures taken to keep the state coronavirus-free are painful, they are temporary but necessary measures that must be taken to protect our people from getting exposed. It is my fervent belief that we must endure the pains of today to avoid the consequential damages of an advent of COVID-19 tomorrow in a vulnerable states like ours. This administration will not relent in its commitment to keep Adamawa State off the COVID-19 pandemic map, and no effort will be spared to do so. In this regard, I wish to thank the people of the state for raising above our differences by uniting as one and standing together to fight against the common challenge. Government equally appreciates the active support of the religious leaders, traditional rulers, labor leaders, civil society organizations, Christian Association of Nigeria, Muslim Council, NUJ, NLC, and all other associations who have all contributed in no small measures to the success of the 2 weeks lockdown. Equally commendable is the role played by the State Police Command, the Army, and other security agencies in the enforcement and ensuring compliance with the restriction order. Government particularly owe an immeasurable debt of gratitude to the COVID-19 Containment Committee and the numerous health personnel who have been in the front line of implementing the preventive measures so far. Let me also thank all those who have made contributions both in cash and in kind towards containing the COVID-19 pandemic in Adamawa State. In this regard, government appreciates the prompt response of members of the PDP caucus of the House of Representatives, the Catholic Bishop of Yola Diocese, Bishop Dani Mamza, Alhaji Musa Garba, Yakubu Shopping Plaza, and Sir Emeka Ofo Foundation. Their efforts have gone a long way in boosting the strategic readiness and response plan. Fellow citizens, having assessed the development in the past 2 weeks and the overwhelming compliance with the preventive measures, government have decided to relax the restriction order for the time being. Consequently, all private and public schools remain closed till further notice, while movement will only be allowed within the borders of the state. Travels in and out of the state remain banned, and our international borders will also remain closed. Here, I urge our security agents to enforce the closure order to the latter, in view of reports that there have been cases of people defying the closure order and coming into the state from neighboring countries where the scourge of the COVID-19 virus has reached an alarming rate. For the avoidance of doubt, any vehicle conveying passengers into the state will be impounded at the entry point, and occupants move into a containment center in the border local governments to be established by the state COVID-19 Containment Committee. Fellow citizens, as a responsible government, we remain on high alert and will do everything to keep the COVID-19 free. Consequently, funds have been released for the renovation of the psychiatric unit of the specialist hospital as another isolation center added to the facilities at the State Specialist Hospital, St. Peter's Minor Seminary, and Madibu VIP Resort. In addition, screening and detections of suspected cases will be maintained at all entry points, while internal surveillance will be sustained across the state. Government is also working to raise the diagnostic capacity of the state through a request for the establishment of a testing unit at the Federal Medical Center, Yola, where requisite equipments and trained personnel are available. Our capacity to handle cases is improving by the day, and the Adamawa State COVID-19 Containment Committee is constantly in touch with the National Center for Disease Control, NCDC, to train more hands in the case of any eventuality. I've also directed that an incidents reporting and situation room be set up to keep citizens abreast with any development and allow for effective interface between citizens and relevant authorities. Fellow citizens, all these measures will be in vain once this killer pandemic gets into the state. Therefore, the fight shall be taken seriously and a matter of do or die by all. Government therefore reserves the right to take necessary and appropriate actions that are always in the interest of the general well-being of its citizens of this state. I charge all of you to continue to observe all health measures that have helped keep COVID-19 outside our borders so far, which includes regular hand washing with soap and water and the use of alcohol-based sanitizers where possible. We should also avoid overcrowding, maintain social distancing, as such measures will boost the effort to keep Adamawa coronavirus free. Let me emphasize that all social and religious gatherings, seminars, workshops, congresses, and the likes with more than 50 people in whatever form remains banned in the state. Tricycles shall not take more than 2 passengers. Clubs, cinemas, liquor houses, and similar joints shall also observe social distancing, maintaining high level of personal hygiene, and abide by the limit of 50 people. Finally, may I request that we all seek Almighty Allah's mercy and for His intervention to bring an end to this pandemic and a return to normalcy all over the world. With Him on our side, we shall overcome this pandemic. Long live Adamawa State. Long live Nigeria. May God bless us.